So, next session is on CFO in the AI age. Own Your Future by Mr. Vaibhav Rane, Head Product Design and Strategy at Finance Tech Unlimited. Can we have a big round of applause for Mr. Rane? Mr. Vaibhav Rane is a management professional with 20 plus years of experience in technology risk management and consulting. Experienced techno financial executive to manage business risk via assessment, internal audit, enterprise risk operational management, international work experience in Asia, Middle East, and Africa region. Over to you, Mr. Rane.
Good afternoon, everyone, all finance professionals, Excel champion, and the finance backbone of the organization. I think I'm also the finance guy, shifted like last 10-15 years into techno financial role. And based on the existing knowledge, we have developed a couple of things. And today is for the finance, including CFO as well as the finance team. Because mostly I've seen outside everyone is talking because office में काम चल रहा है. अरे अप्रूव कर दे, ये पेमेंट कर दे, जीएसटी की ड्यू डेट है, 1K फाइलिंग हुए. So all that stuff. So typically when we are observe this historically, when I was working like you only, still working, and advising also, audits also, risk professional also, and work with the corporates like Airtel, Tata Communication, Global Revenue Assurance Head, in consulting also. And what we realize that finance is a backbone of the organization. Unfortunately, not treated well, but still we are the supporter. We are the internal consultant for CEO, board, auditor, external guys also, internal guys also, because we manage internal customers also, employees, then your HR, then your audit team, sales team, everyone we take care. Currently looking at these are generative AI or automations. Couple of guys are thinking, all CFOs and finance, largely when we interact with the SME and corporates, what we observe, everybody wants to automate something. And there are a couple of tools are there in market. And what we actually placed ourselves, that we are not, we are automated processes, but we also automated accounting. Okay, so I'll come to that also. And based on this finance, these are we manage multiple sub-processes, what I explained to you. Data crunching is in our heart. Data dekhe nahi subah to maja nahi aata hai. So everyone, we need information. By and large, we use Excel, sometimes Access, and sometimes SQL also, if we have such team member in line, and some external license-based product. But unfortunately, these all products has limitations, and largely use Excel because Microsoft Suite is available for everyone. Currently, the economy is growing, transactions are growing, and we have multiple information in multiple formats. And that I think Excel is limiting us to work on this because pivot, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP chal raha tha. Now we have to move forward because of dashboards. The buzzword is coming, boss, dashboard दिखाओ. किसको Excel नहीं देखना है, line item. Everybody wants summary, one-liner decision लेना है. And this actually consume lots of our finance team guys. Because every finance sub-function, treasury वाला बैठा है किसी और के साथ, accounting वाला बैठा है किसी और के साथ, petty cash वाला और कहीं बैठा है, revenue accounting की खुद की अलग मारामारी चल रही है. So all that stuffs. And the larger expectation from finance is the first is financial assurance. That's the primary role. Plus, it's added risk assurance also now. Though directly or indirectly, we are not associated, but by and large, it comes to us. Internal and external customers, what we manage. Then compliance and assurance, GST, TDS, tax, external to hai. Plus internal auditors and other things which directly come to finance only. Via data de do. And we are the first line of defense for the entire organization. Any exceptions, sales ka incentives, vendor rates, procurement, all data bank is held by the finance only. The vision of every finance after the enhancement of AI or acceptance of IT automations. I think business desire is the strategic thinker, because largely the finance guys are strategic thinker, but unfortunately because of the humongous information and the information which needs to crunch, and we have to correlate that with the business operations. And we want to move from manual to automation. Tech support is there. Largely, you will have a SAP, Oracle, and all that stuffs, Microsoft NetVision and all. And all this information is available in ERP, and we have to use that information to present to board, present to CFOs, CEOs, internal suite people. And it's basically a reactive approach, what normally we does. And the business nowadays demand you a digital adoptions कि बॉस ये करो यार जल्दी करो, you release quickly payment, booking कर लो, क्यों delay हो रहा है, all that stuff. Then what we have done in a machine code and Gen AI, we are integrated this entire thing. So today I'm going to present you automated accounts payable process. We have actually built this, and we have a capability to read the information. We can convert your documentations like PDF, images, WhatsApp messages, paper converted PDFs, all can be converted into a digital form in a fraction of seconds. And the channels are your vendors, because currently you must be accepting your invoice either via email, you will have a dedicated email box, or you have an individual procurement team member who has given his set of vendors his email ID, and then it's get forwarded to the finance team. So every organization has a different procedure based on the how the organization has grown and how the entire policy and procedure has accepted. What we have done, we are consolidated your all these things. So you can accept your invoices via WhatsApp, email, dedicated email, and everything will be routed through Plutus Pro platform. So this is a dashboard, but I'll come later there, but I'll show you something, what we cover. Just 2 minutes. So basically, we start with your invoice acceptance. So whenever any invoice got submitted, system will convert that invoices in a structure form, and we have a connected ERP. So whatever the ERP you use, it will get real-time connected. And this real-time connection will also validate what currently we are doing manual. And it will also validate your whether PO is there, whether is a register vendor, whether it is whether the rates has been given is proper based on your PO. Non-PO, it will also give you the exceptions. And I will show you the demo also, because we have Lavi product, not PPT only. So last 3 to 4 minutes I will spend on the product also. So we will get the real idea of it. And other controls, and we adopt your policy of accounting. We just do not do only account entry posting into your ERP. We also calculate debit credit notes also. In case of material invoices, if there is a excess GRN, it will also throw you the exception that GRN is excess. If it is a short GRN and invoice has the higher quantity of material, it will also throw you an exception stating that we have to raise the debit note. System will calculate debit notes. If vendor is not found, so everything has been built there. Now, you must have heard a couple of speakers, and you must have come across OCR technology. So we have crossed that technology, and we also integrated with ERP. Largely this project takes 6 to 8 months to implement, but normally we complete our all integration in 1.5 months. Day one, you will get the information passings and everything, and we'll closely work with your ERP team. So if you look at your manual work, normally it takes 7 to 12 minutes. Whenever the invoice get landed to the AP team validate his manual checks. He will refer ERPs and other thing, cross-check manually, highlight the issues, and respond back to the procurement team. In our case, this entire work of validation, invoice conversion, and keep the invoice booking template ready to move to the SAP. So we call it touchless, basically. So that's a touchless where your 80% invoices which do not have any exceptions, rates are correct, PO is there, vendor is correct, applicable GST is correct, his quantity which we order, he is only deliver that much, and your warehouse also inverted the same quantity, there is no QC rejection. System will directly push the entry into the your ERP. Okay. Now if you look at the RPA, because just want to showcase you some comparison, because what is the difference between manual work, RPA, and what we are doing as a Plutes Pro. RPA basically goes with the standard process, because it's read screen, it has a structure, it validate, it's go copy paste, and run the code simultaneously. That's the process, which was maybe 2 to 3 years back. It is very good for the corporates, SMEs and all. Now everyone is going beyond that. And here, typically whenever we get the invoice, if there is no exception, it will process and keep your accounting entry ready in less than 1 minute. Ideally 6 seconds, but just we'll show you that also. Now, this is the benefit. What, like average handling time, 12 minutes is there, and in RPA is 3 minutes. We do it at less than 3 minutes. Okay. Now, along with that, now since there are couple of enhancement into enterprise network also. As a part of procurement team, procurement nowadays assess the credit worthiness of vendor also. So vendor assessment, his past GST compliances, his past TDS, any litigations are there. These all plug and play can be integrated with the Plutes Pro, where whenever you do onboarding of your vendor, it will automatically check the status of your vendor on the publicly and accurately available data. If it's a private limited, it will pull the information from ROC. If he wants to check his GST filing status, there are the plugins which will retrieve this GST and last 6 to 1 year performance of GST compliance, whether he has deposited timely GSTR1 is filed on timely, there is no default, and then litigation information is available. I believe someone must have spoken prior to me on this, like credits and other thing. Second thing, it can also integrate with your supply chain financing, where the existing plugin of existing your service provider, we can push this invoice to them. As soon as they settle it, we can book the invoice also. We'll adopt your policy, procedure, your delegation of authority, and we will accept your ERP. We'll not ask you to change anything. We'll configure the applications as per your need, as per your culture. Second thing, we were couple of days we heard everyone wants to take, we have to move from paperless office. So this is one of the green initiatives from our side, where I understand that GST officers need physical invoices, but very soon, look at for maybe 1 or 2 years, we'll have all digital invoices. So there are government is working on that. So this is also reduce your storage cost. This will also reduce your paper handling issues also, because otherwise warehouse has to submit that to corporate office and all logistic issues are there. Invoice accounting I already explained to you guys. Reconciliations, so automated reconciliations will happen with your vendor accounts and other thing, vendor SOAs, your SOAs and other thing. We can also extend this access to vendors. You will trust me, if what happens whenever any invoice got submitted by vendors to us, I think 10-15 minutes or initial 3 to 4 days, you will have a couple of days calling only from vendor asking when payment will come, whether my invoice accepted. Here everything will be communicated to vendor, your invoice is at this stage, it has been processed, is accepted, and all notification can be pushed to his WhatsApp, register number and other thing. For that, we'll not going to create any information. Your SAP has your vendor masters. We just have to use the same information here. So we will not be recreating anything for you guys. The application will sit over and above on your existing ERP. And then second thing, GST ITC reconciliations, using the very plug and plays and other thing, our service provider, and we can always present you the mismatches where GST non-filed by your vendors and other thing, rather than crunching this reconciliation or Excel, or you may have some Suvidha provider. E-procurement, which we are working on that, where you can release your RFPs and then consolidation can be happen, and we can showcase you a complete picture, who are the lowest, what are the delivery timelines and other thing. Since we are connecting with your ERP, we can also use your existing inventory tracking, and we can publish the customized dashboard as per your organization. SKU level wise, material level wise, service provider wise, treasury. I think biggest challenge in any organization is the treasury planning, typically from accounts payable point of view, because tracing the invoice which is within organization is a huge challenge currently. Treasury manager, treasury head, he will be banging behind manager, behind the procurement team, sales guys, and other marketing guys. Ki boss, please submit your vendor invoice. I have to block the funds. He don't have liberty to misutilize funds and keep the funds ideal. So that is his KRA and his responsibilities. Here what happens, whenever any invoice landed to our portal, you will have a straight away visibility and status of the each invoice. Where is stuck, why is stuck, and whom is supposed to work on that. Systems come with the access management, delegation authority, which is spread across your organization. So currently, if you have multiple warehouses, so couple of our implementation, their invoice submission is happening at warehouse, and procurement sitting in Mumbai or other location verifying the exceptions only. If there is no exception, no need to involve procurement team for that exceptional handling. Similarly, if the quantity or the charges which is higher than what procurement agreed, only that exception will move to the procurement team. Then supply chain insights. See, over a period, building these all your procurement information, your payment information, your tax information, our plan will be publishing a vendor-wise analytics, which will give the insights of the vendor, how he's behaving, how many times he has given the wrong rates, how many times he has sent you excess quantity which forcefully accepted by you, which is inventory is piled up. How many times there are the QC rejection. All insight will come from the supplier insights. And lastly, basically, why? Because mostly everyone asks these questions whenever I visit. Whenever we visit to any our client, कि boss ये करना क्यों है? So typically, it's a increased efficiency. Largely, most of our financial, team members or head, we spend more time of ours on data crunching and preparing reports and other thing. By virtue of this, you will get straight away insight and which can be, used for that. Second is cost reductions, not from manpower perspective. Your operating hours will get fruitful conversions rather than wasting time on validation of invoices, reconciliations and other thing, preparing some insights for the procurements and other thing. Improved accuracy, because system will take charge of entire accuracy verifications. So you just have to monitor the exception. Visibility across organization, no need to have a phone call or email exchange ki when payment is getting released. Vendor relations, timely making payments, ensure that SME compliance has been achieved, so that currently whatever the clause has been implemented. So really you can prioritize that. Integrated and connectivity is there, so you don't have to replicate, reproduce new data. Existing ARP, it can get done. And environment benefit, basically green. No need to use paper, and you can retain the information from compliance perspective for 6 to 7 years. And considering the reduction in the hosting cost and other thing, I think that's one of the feasible solution. Currently, we are working with these customers, and other than this, also we have other product, HR and other thing. But today is a finance day, so we are talking about AR. These are the data securities, compliance and everything. This is our awards and recognition. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the session. And I would like to call upon stage Mr. Dayesh Angle, VP Finance at Birla Soft, to do the honors. Can we have a big round of applause for Mr. Dayesh?